I'm at the beach again. So this is my last beach visit for this trip before I go back home this weekend. So I had to come out here and enjoy myself for a few hours. But I wanted to do a quick reading for you guys. So yeah, it's early where I'm at. It's still early in the morning. Yeah, 11 o'clock in the morning. So I wanted to do a love reading because I felt led to do that. I don't know if this has been something on your heart or someone else's heart. Um, Whoever may resonate with this. Hey sis, that's weird. I felt you. I felt you. That's weird. Good morning or good day. Look at Benny Siegel over here chilling. Hold on, let me show you Benny Siegel. He over here chilling. Hey. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and read on some stuff. Let's see. Miss you too. Yes, it's beautiful. It's like a little bit of a forecast, but it's early in the morning though. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't think we're doing anything tomorrow. I might go out, take Winter out for sushi tomorrow night, and then just cap off our night. So I don't know. Some of you guys might be. It may not be every single person, obviously, on the live, but maybe at least one or two or three of you maybe are wondering if someone is good for you, or maybe you're even questioning. And I'll say, it takes a spiritual gangster to say this to themselves: am I good for this person? That's growth. That is spiritual maturity right there. So I don't know if that's something someone has on their mind or on their heart, but I'm just gonna do an open guidance, open read. Yeah, I feel like someone is wondering if someone is a counterfeit. Before we even pull cards, I'll say this: like, how you know someone is a counterfeit is they pull you away from your truth and your core of who you are. They don't support, they don't appreciate the truth of you. And what I mean by that, this is not somebody that is going to accept you being toxic and all of that. Like, they'll hold you accountable, they'll call you out for it. Just like as a mother or father that loves you will call you out for your wrongdoings and correct you, this person is that way, or they would be that way. The person is for you. The person is not for you. There's someone that does like the fact that maybe they don't encourage you to do better, or if you are doing better, you're trying to be positive for yourself, do good things for yourself, whatever the case may be. And then you have a person that doesn't want to see that for you, or they're constantly tearing you down, or they're doing things that they know that is going to hurt you, or that is hurting you, that has hurt you. Someone that is unwilling to put forth effort in your connection with you, or you both are toxic for one another. And don't get me wrong, like, we all have our ways about us, but again, it's all about accountability and correction and awareness. That's where the growth is. So if you're dealing with a partnership where there's someone that does not want to grow up or grow with you, or that you can't seem to find yourself to grow, or all of that, then that is a counterfeit. A person that constantly puts you in drama, willingly puts you in drama, they're not protecting you from drama, they're not trying to correct themselves, they're putting you in third party situations, putting you in competitions with other women and other men, purposely trying to get you jealous, talking down on you, putting their hands on you. That is a counterfeit, you know. And then, like I said, if it be that somebody is for you and they're not in the good space, like they're still out there wanting maybe to, explore their options or whatever, but this person is choosing to distance themselves from you. They're not actively trying to be in your life while they still do their dirt. That is a little bit different. That might be a little bit of an exception. So I'm just gonna see, what is this energy? Can y'all hear me okay? Like, I hope it's not too windy. I know it's not too ghetto. Hope you guys can hear me a little bit. Okay, because I Feel like it's windy as heck out here right now. So you have admiration, revelations, confirmations, anointed and gifted. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, it's good. Okay. Okay. So I feel like this is spirit saying to you that yes, people notice you, people see you. This could be confirmation for someone. Okay, good. You guys can hear me. Cool. It could be confirmation or revelation, like yeah, somebody or people, they do see you. There's people that recognize you. There's people that do admire you, and why not? You're anointed, you're gifted, you are the light of the divine. Why not? Why wouldn't anybody notice you or see you? You could be asking, somebody could be asking specifically if someone in particular recognizes them or see them. Maybe not so much like literal, like do they notice me, do they see me, but more so do they see the light in me, do they recognize who I am spiritually. And that could be kind of vague because you guys are all different. It may not be the same thing. It could be you're asking like, does this person see me as their person? What is this? Oh, it's a text message. Okay. Does this person recognize me as their person, or do they recognize and see that, see my divinity? Whatever it is that you could be asking, Spirit is saying, like, whatever it is they see, there's a revelation or confirmation about something regarding you, I'm getting. Or for you, this is your confirmation and revelation that yes, you are being recognized, you are seen, and you're also admired. And I get from more than one person, and not only in a romantic sense, like platonic as well. Like people see you. All right, Holy Spirit, what's the guidance? What's the guidance? The enemy, new name, new status, and no. Okay. So you have the enemy, new name, new status, have no. The spirit is denying somebody around you because there's something that's about to shift for you or change for you, and I feel like there's someone around you. I do have the Judas card in this deck, but I didn't pull it, but I'm getting that vibe from this. That there's somebody around you that doesn't have your best intentions at heart, and spirit is denying them of having access to you. Let me see. I just heard Johnson. I don't know what that is or who that is or last name. I heard Johnson. It's a male. So, Christ consciousness, the promises of God. Yeah, this is somebody that whoever the person is that's for you, they're going to have that energy on them. This is a selfless person. They are somebody that I feel like is already walking in their path and their truth. They have a relationship with the divine. They know who they are in spirit. Like they know who they are. They know what their purpose is. They could already be walking out in their purpose. This is someone that is divine. I don't get like somebody that is in darkness, if you know what I mean. Like somebody that operates in darkness and hatred and animosity. And spirit is blocking some people from you because this person is about to come into your life. And I don't get that. How do I explain this? Because I feel like this is somebody that's accepting of people, but people might not be accepting of them. Yes, thank you. Yeah, because this is a promise to you. Like you're going to have this divine connection, a divine counterpart in your life. But I feel like there's some people around you that spirit is saying is trying to get access to you because there's something about you, your status, or your life that's going to be different. I'll say it like this. For some of you, like, It doesn't have to be with your person. It could be separately with your person. You could be getting a new job, or it could be something about your status is changing, your lifestyle, or something like that for the better. For some of you, your new name is literally like a married name or something, or you're going to change it's not going to be Miss anymore. It's going to be Mrs. or Mr. So-and-so and Mrs. So-and-so, whatever. It's something that's going to change. Someone's last name literally could be Johnson or going to change to Johnson. I don't know why I heard that. But the people that are like trying to gain access to you, Spirit is saying no. Or it could even be a masculine energy for some of you that's trying to gain access to you that Spirit is saying no to. That's not the person. And the only reason why they're doing that is because they're protecting you for the right person. They don't want you getting hooked up or linking back up with somebody, because the person that's for you is about to come. So be very discerning of like new people coming in at random times and stuff like that. And especially if you feel like it's too good to be true, like something about it is just like weird or something like that, use your discernment. You don't want to push love away, but use your discernment. Use your discernment. And for others of you, if it's like an ex or somebody that tries to get with you, or somebody that you wanted to be with but they didn't have no time for you, they wasn't trying to check for you, and now they're trying to come around, use your discernment, because I feel like the counterfeit is going to come before the real deal comes in. Or for some of you, it could be a reconciliation. I don't know. Let's see. Let me pull some romance angels now. I have the bootleg version, the little mini one, the bootleg. I didn't have any love cards with me when I came out here, so I had to buy some, and I found these little low budget ones. So hey, these are like pocket versions. I like little bootleg cards because I can take them with me. Yep, these are like people, and it could even be like platonic connections where like people that, family members that weren't, trying to support you or didn't really care for you like that, or so-called friends or whatever, and now it's like, no, you have to be very discerning and wise. I did do a video about reconciliation, so just use your discernment, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to always be bad, but I will say, like, you still have to check people's intentions. Like, why are you here? What do you want? You know what I mean? But I'm more so getting love than anything, like a love interest. Like, it could be a new person that comes in and it seems like it's something, but there's a part of you that doesn't really feel convinced. Like, I feel like that's not your person, you know what I mean? Or if it's like a reconciliation, or somebody in your past, or somebody that you wanted to get with that didn't want you, now they want to come around, or now they want to do better. Discern and check that person as well, because I feel like that's a setup to get you to, block what's coming in. And it's not going to stop it from coming in. It just could be a delay. It's not going to stop anything. Let's see. Yeah, there's somebody that you might need to detach from. Religious fact. I do feel like there might be somebody that you need to when I split the deck. Yep, release your ex. There could be somebody that you need to let go of, whether that's energetically or physically. And it could be someone that refuses to let you go. But I get that it may be tempting to go back to this for whatever reason, but I feel like the way that you know that this is not your person is that your values do not align. If your values do not align, definitely your spiritual values do not align with this person, that is not your person. Because Spirit is going to send you and align you with somebody that shares the same core values. Like, Spirit can't operate in a person that is working against where you're going and vice versa. Like, that's not going to work. That's not a vibrational match. So that's probably going to be a key thing to help you discern. You guys do not share the core values, and it's not your person. Because you guys can't coexist like that. Any couples that try to like, oh, well, this person, they're into this and I'm into that, or I believe this, I believe that children should be raised like this and they believe the opposite, and then y'all try to come together, it's just going to be disharmony. Spirit wouldn't set you up with somebody that you guys don't share the same core values. It's just not going to happen. Doesn't make sense. You guys are meant to add to each other, not take away or cause division or confusion. Spirit's not in that. God's not in that. All right, let's see. Can you have different perspectives? Of course, like you have your own mind, but you're the same. You know what I mean? Six of Wands and Knight of Wands. Spirit's not going to put you with someone that does not share the same value. Like I said, with the Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands, these are determined people. And not only that, strong-willed individuals. Strong-willed. The Emperor, yeah. This is divine masculine energy, temperance. Yeah, Spirit is saying like someone that is a vibrational match for you, a divine match for you. Spirit ain't going to set you up with somebody that is not on that. There is probably a reason why I said what I said earlier, like how to discern what a counterfeit is, because like if you're motivated to do more, to do better, and to prosper, and to, you know, Spirit has a plan for your life, and you're going to see that through. And if you're dealing with somebody that's a bum, that doesn't want nothing better for themselves, they don't want to get there, they want to blame the world for their problems, they're not trying to actively heal and to tear you down in the process, that's not your person. Like, the hell? Like, no, that's not your person. Or if they feel comfortable with you being at a certain level, or, you know, they'll celebrate you as long as it's convenient to them, or it feeds their ego, or it serves them and makes them comfortable. But if it's something that's out of the scope of what fits or suits them or their needs, then they're attacking you. That's not your person. That's not your person. No. The Joy Luck Club. No, I'm just saying. That is my movie. I haven't watched that movie in a minute. Okay. Let's see. Holy Spirit, what are the messages to you? What is the guidance and message? I don't want to keep y'all too long. Five of Cups. The Lovers. Page of Pentacles. Priestess. Why would you through all of that? Why would Spirit put you, like, you've gone through all of the disappointments in the past, why would Spirit bring that to you again? You guys think, you got to think, the more you heal, the more you realize that, and I'm going to use this, one of my friends, Tori, she put this into perspective for me. She said, it's delusional to think, because I was like, thinking that, okay, this is delusional that a person that has these qualities and all of that, that's in this, you know, basically the qualities and descriptions of a particular type of energy or person, why would somebody be interested in me? And that's my insecurity that was speaking. That was my insecurities that were speaking out, that made me question whether or not that's possible for me. So she said it's delusional to think that you are not deserving of that, but think that you're deserving of the opposite. Someone that is not sure about you, somebody that is in and out of your life, or someone that is stringing you along or doing whatever, you know, doing the opposite of what a divine masculine would do, or for some of you a divine feminine would do. Why would Spirit put that in your life? So she was saying, like, it's delusional to think the opposite. And a lot of us, and I recognize this through healing, that based off of where we're at with ourselves and how we see ourselves, we'll allow certain things. So when you are lacking low self-esteem, and this is not coming at anybody because we've all been there, or maybe we're still healing and growing through these things, but when you're lacking a certain level of self-esteem, you'll accept things that are very minimal. and you'll make excuses, whether that's due to trauma. You'll accept the bare minimal. You'll accept the person that texts you, once a week, or makes excuses, or makes no excuses, and comes back and you accept them back in because you care about that person, or you just want them in your life. That you're sabotaging your own self, or you're working yourself, or you're deceiving your own self. You're your own worst enemy when you do that to yourself. You're saying to yourself, whether we know we're doing it or not, I value this man or this woman more than I value myself, because I want their presence in my life. So I'll accept the bare minimum. I'll accept, okay, this person could be sleeping with other men or women, but I want to be the only one, so I'll stick it out. That's coming from a low self-worth, because again, you're putting yourself at a low value and putting someone else above you. You see what I'm saying? So it is delusion to say that you're not deserving of someone that is equally your mate, your complement to you. It's delusional to think that. You know what I mean? That's not what your portion is. And a lot of you know that's what's meant for you. That's your portion. That's what you're meant to have. You're deserving of having that. You know this deep down in your core. You just got to stand in that. And yeah, it might take some time. And due to like beliefs, trauma, and past experiences, you got to work through all of that. But yeah, if someone in your life is actively hurting you, someone that is confused about you, they're showing you that they don't value you. Like, I wish I can like tell you my experiences like in depth. I knew that was gonna happen. I wish I could tell you guys my experiences in depth of what I dealt with when it relationships, and letting things go on a little bit too long because I thought that they were the one, and hanging on to titles and labels without really using, like, sometimes, like, when it comes to spiritual stuff, like, we can make things a little too spiritual, that we'll look for all these spiritual things and signs and synchronicities, but some of the obvious like ways that God speaks is just through people's actions. People's actions and words that they say out of their mouth. If somebody's showing you constantly, like, spirit sometimes is funny in this way where you'll ask spirit, oh, is this my soulmate? Is this my twin flame? Is this my one? Is this my whatever, husband, wife, whatever, right? Is this the person for me? We'll ask all these questions and we feel like we're not getting any answers, but spirit is like, look at the person. Look how they're treating you. Are they showing up? Are they showing you that they value you as their person, as their one? Have they said it out of their mouth like, I see this with you? Or are they trying with you? And in some cases, if a person knows that they're not ready for you or that they're toxic for you, they'll remove themselves out of your life, or they'll separate, or they might tell you like, I'm not good for you. And then you have those that know that they're not for you, but they'll stay in your life. Some people don't want to hear this shit because it's going to shake things up for you, but it is what it is. Like, if you truly want to free yourself out of a sticky place, or staying stuck and holding space for the wrong man or wrong woman, then it is what it is. Like, spirit is going to show you. Spirit's not going to lie to you. Spirit's not going to bring you confusion. Some things are just blatant. They're not always deep. They're not always that deep. It's just straight up. If a person is showing you time and time again that they can't be trusted, or showing you in so many different ways that they do not value you, that's most likely not your person. Like, spirit's not going to put you through a situation of turmoil. They're just not. They're not. But, whoever this is for, if it's for you, you'll know what to do with it. And if it's something it's not for you, it's not for you. Or if it's something you don't want to hear, then, you'll figure it out on your own. We'll figure it out. Because I've been there, done that, and it's a process. It really is. Because, yeah, I was, like, really delusional, thinking that certain people in my life were like divine. I was thinking that somebody was my husband because of some encounter that we had and bumped into each other, and the way that we kept bumping into each other and stuff and seeing each other in different places and stuff. I was like, oh my God. But that happened to me with a toxic ex. Like, we would lose contact and I would always bump into my ex out and about somewhere, just random places. That doesn't mean that that's God. You know what I mean? You gotta use your discernment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that don't mean nothing. But the person's actions, the ex that was putting his hands on me, the one I was bumping into and stuff, we would lose contact and we would find each other again. You can easily be deceived by that and be like, oh my God, it's God or it's the universe bringing us together. But the person was abusive. He's putting his hands on me. He was always cheating, always had different girls, and leaving a mess in my life. I don't care if you see this person's name on this TV screen. Use your discernment. Hey, yeah, please use your discernment. Like, it might seem like it's convenient because it comes in at a perfect opportune time, and you think that it's God or you think that it's spirit, but you gotta always check everybody that comes into your life and be open. Be open in the sense of not being open like where you just allow anything or anyone into your life, but open in the sense of you're discerning, like you're open to experience things, but you're still using your discernment with people. And if somebody shows you something that's off, cut them off. Sometimes they'll leave your life. I had a counterfeit come into my life a few months ago. I met them at a lounge where I was out with my friend, and we were about to leave that night. I was like, okay, it's kind of whack here. Hey, Ro, it was whack out here. Let's go. So we left. As soon as I walked out the door, he stops my friend. He's like, who is your friend? And something in me was like, oh my God, like whatever, what is this? And then I heard Spirit like, just talk. So it helped me to be open, and this person was on it. They text me every day, every morning, talk to me every day, talk on the phone. But Spirit kept us distant. Like, we didn't meet up around those times. We didn't meet back up. We had plans to, but it wasn't until Spirit revealed something about this person to me in a dream. This person was, I guess this person was planning to go out that night, but didn't tell me. He kept making excuses, talking about, oh, let me call you back, blah, blah, blah. And something in me was like, something is off, right? And I had to get up early that morning, so I was like, I'm going to bed. I'm not waiting on this. So the next day, he told me he broke his phone or something like that. Yeah, he said he broke his phone. And I was like, oh, you went out? Because I already had a dream that night that he went out. I seen it in my dream. Spirit showed it to me. So when I asked him, he was like, yeah, I went out. My brother wanted to go out to this place, and I drove him out there, blah, blah, blah. Full of shit, right? Just full of shit. So I remember bringing it up to him. I mentioned it to him that I had a dream, and he was like, what was it? Was it bad? And I was like, no, it wasn't really nothing bad, but I had a dream about you going out that night, the night you broke your phone. He stopped texting me. I'm telling you, like, he stopped. Like, that probably freaked the fuck out of him. Like, it probably scared the shit out of him. And it wasn't me trying to, like, call him out. It was just a regular conversation. Like, I had a dream about you. And he was like, oh, what? Because he knows that I have dreams and stuff like that. That I'll have sneak peeks of things in my dreams sometimes. And I just felt led to share it with him. And he stopped. Did he keep watching me on social media? Yeah, he kept watching my stories and stuff, but he wasn't speaking. And I called him out for that. And he tried to gaslight me and say I was trying to be, I was on some other stuff because my birthday was coming up. Like, and that's another red flag too. Like, it's another thing with dudes. I don't like jealous men. And when I say jealous men, not jealous in the sense of like they're jealous of you and like a potential of you being with another man, but jealous in the sense of like of you being happy or you enjoying yourself. He's that type. So I don't want a man that's jealous of me as a person, that is jealous of me being happy or jealous of me doing good. Like, I don't like that. I don't want to have to compete with my mate. Like, that's disgusting. It's gross. Should be encouraging each other and motivating each other and lifting each other up. I don't want a man. That's a man that has a low self-esteem, a bruised ego, someone that only feels good if a woman is beneath them. I don't want that. That's just gross. That's a turn off. Men that hate women and talk down to women, Kevin Samuels type stuff, that is disgusting. It's gross. Like, it bothers a man for a woman to smile and to think that she looks good and for her to celebrate herself. That is like, ugh. And I see so much of that, and it's like disgusting. A woman celebrating herself, minding her business, and then men coming in her comments and stuff talking crazy. Or it's bad enough when it's your own person, when it's your own boyfriend or husband doing that to you. It's horrible. It's gross. It's really disgusting. But yeah. So that person came in at an opportune time, because at that point I was just like, I'm just gonna enjoy my singlehood, like really enjoy it. Like, when I say enjoy my singlehood, not so much like going out and dating people, but just enjoying me as a person. And if my friends invite me to go somewhere, or my associates, whatever, invite me to go out somewhere, you know, if I feel led, I'll go. Or if I want to do something by myself, take myself out, like really enjoy it, because I feel like I spent a lot of my singlehood. And I'm just sharing this for whoever this is meant for, may help, because I don't really like divulging too much into my business. But I spent a lot of my singlehood. I've been single since, what was I gonna, my goodness, my daughter, I think she was 4. She's 12 now. So I've been single for a long time, and I've dated someone exclusively for like 2 months in between that time at some point, but that didn't work out either. But I feel like that was something to help me to heal further. So I'll count that as a part of my singlehood journey of healing. So I feel like a bulk of my healing or my singlehood was me healing, not really dating, or a large gap of me not interacting with any male companions at that time, unless they were gay. Like, I have gay male companions, but like straight male companions, like there's big gaps in between that. And sexual intimacy and all of that, I haven't been intimate with anyone for like 5 years now, 5-6 years. I don't even know. 5 or 6 years, it's been so long. But even that, like, by choice, of course, that's by choice. And to be mindful and give people an opportunity and a chance, but still be wise with my decisions and be wise with who I'm, connecting with. And it didn't take long for that last dude to expose himself. Like, all I said was, I had a dream about you at the club, but you weren't supposed to be there, because obviously you were hiding it from me. Why? We weren't together. We weren't dating. You know what I mean? You didn't have to hide that you were going out to the club. Like, what is that going to do for me? Like, we're not together. Like, it's really stupid. So that shows the character of the person. He's a liar. And I think it was yesterday on one of my lives, I was talking about him, because he would always say, you know what I'm saying. He's from New York. I don't know if that's a New York thing, but he kept saying, oh, you know what I'm saying. I was like, like, you fucking liar. You could just tell when a person's lying. He kept saying, you know what I'm saying. I was like, oh my God, stop. So, no, that was not cool. But he showed himself. He showed his true colors. He did. He showed his true colors. And you got to be thankful for that. Trust me, like, you don't want to be waiting for years. Like, I was in a delusion for like a year and a half with my friends. Like, a mutual friend that I had, that I thought that was potentially my person. Like, yeah. Hey. I potentially thought he was my person, because like the way that we kept bumping into each other, and like just our whole connection, our whole vibe. Like, yeah, it might be that it was something, but it wasn't that. And I'm glad that Spirit showed it. And like, I wasn't paying attention to what was really going on. I wasn't paying attention. Spirit kept showing me, like, he was flaky. He was, you know what I mean? Like, no. No. And then you gotta be even more discerning with people that saying that they're your person. Like, where the fuck you getting this from? Like, what? Like, I've had that too. Like people just think it like, what? Like, okay, all right, okay, no, like don't fall for that shit either. There was this YouTuber that I was watching. She was talking about her story before she met her husband, and she was talking about how this one man that she met on Facebook, I don't know how they met. I don't know if they were already friends or mutual friends or whatever, but he was telling her, "Oh, God told me you're my wife." And she was like going along with it because she thought she had to, just because this man said that God said, and not using her discernment. And she was like, "I'm not attracted to him. Like, I don't really resonate with him. He's more like a brother to me type of energy. I don't connect with him on that level, or I don't have that chemistry with him." So be mindful of that too. Like, no, it has to be a mutual agreement. Like, if it's in your spirit, it's going to be in this person's spirit. It's not something that you have to convince yourself, or that you got to convince another person to believe. And ladies, I'll say this too, like, you don't got to tell no man, "Oh my God, God told me you're my husband," or "God said," or "Spirit said," or "You're my twin flame." You don't got to do all of that. Like, if you know, that person will know. That's how what I believe. Like, if you know, they know. And same thing with a man. If you know, they know, or she knows, or he knows, whatever, they know. Like, you don't have to convince another person that they're your person. Does it help to validate one another's intuition? Yeah, but yeah, and that's not going to change anything. I've heard those stories too, with women telling men that God said they're their husband, or showed them that they were their husband, or in this, the so-called New Age community. "Oh, this person's my twin flame, and I told him, and he ran off." I would run the fuck off too. Like, what the hell is you talking about? Like, what is you talking about? Twin flame? Like, what? Like, and that's just the off-putting thing. Like, that stuff's not cute to me anymore. It really isn't. So, like, I cringe when I hear people talk about twin. I cringe. It's like, oh, the runner chase. I cringe when I hear it. That's just me, but I cringe when I hear it now. It's not cute, and I feel like it really puts a lot of people in delusions and psychosis. It really does. If you're not careful, if you don't do the work, if you don't heal yourself, you don't heal that desperation inside of you for a mate or a person, or seeking your validation and happiness outside of yourself. You don't heal that, you're going to keep attracting those type of experiences. And it's a festival for demons. The demons love that shit. Like, ooh, this person just caught up in these cycles and these counterfeit connections, and these spirit husbands and these spirit wives, these people that they're never going to be with, or these people that were never meant for them to be with in the first place. And I'm getting them stuck and caught up, and they can't even focus on themselves. They can't focus on their purposes. It's a festival for demons. They love it. They love that stuff. That's why healing is so important, because if you get too desperate to be with a person, and I'm losing people, oh well, you get too desperate for a person that you can't see straight, that you start forgetting about your own wellness and health and what really makes you happy outside of another person, or you can't even focus on your purpose, or what you want to do in life, what God is using you for and calling you for outside of another person, and you're obsessing over them. You're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to stay stuck, and then you're going to attract another one and another one and another one. It's easy to project. I tell people, damn, what did I say? Oh my goodness. Did I say something? Oh well. Yeah, I mean, y'all can stay in delusion if you want to. Stay in delusion if you want to. It's not fun there. It's fun in the beginning because it's an escapism. It's fun to be in that energy for a time, because you're escaping your trauma, you're escaping your pain, you're running from yourself. It's fun in the beginning, but then once it starts to like set in, yeah, it's desperation. Once it sets in, twin flamers, once it sets in that you've been waiting for years and years for a person to come back, or to realize and to recognize you and to see you and to value you, then what? I would say this because I feel like I feel like twin flame, the concept within itself, and I'm going to say this boldly, and even if it makes people upset, oh well, I have to say it. This is my truth. This is what I believe. You don't have to believe it, but I'm going to say it anyway because it might set somebody free. The whole twin flame concept, in essence, I feel like that is a demonic counterfeit version of what divine connections truly are. Whatever you want to call a divine connection, the true essence of that, I believe that twin flames is a demonic version of it. Why do I say that? Is because I've never really seen anything good come from it. I can't say that I have. Not in my personal experience, not in experience with anyone else that resonates with that or felt like they resonate with it at a time. I don't see anything good in it other than for those that recognize that it was unhealthy for them and they did their healing work. Yeah, your healing work. That's the only good thing that I could say that came out of that experience, was the fact that it really pushed me to love myself and to see the areas where I wasn't valuing myself and where I was projecting a title and toxic patterns onto a person. And I've seen so many women and so many men put their energy into another person outside of themselves and glorify that connection, glorify in the name of twin flames, putting it on a pedestal like they would God, thinking that it was like this special thing that if they didn't have it in their lives, they were not going to be happy, they were not going to be satisfied. Twin flame energy, I do believe in divine counterparts, but that concept within itself is, to me, is not from God. I have to be 100 with you. It's not. It's man-made, matter of fact. So a person made that up due to their own experience, and then they threw in a little bit of biblical scriptures in there and here and there and all of that, and divine union. There's truth and there's a lie in what the enemy puts out. Did that person mean well? I'm sure they did, but we all got to be discerning, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was not a divine thing. I can't. It's not. And I would pray that whoever hears this and comes across it, that may be like stuck in a loop of not so much specifically twin flame stuff, but let's just say you're stuck on a person that you want to be the one or you think is the one, to free yourself and to just give that person to God and say, I feel like this is my person. I want this to be my person. I'm not sure if this is what you've been saying or showing to me, or if this is really true experience, that this is my person, but I give them to you. I said that to Spirit today, that anybody that I have in my heart, and I pray that anybody that has me in their heart, that I'm not their person, that they let me go. Give this situation to God and let it go. And if it's meant to be, the reassurance in that is it's going to be. What is meant to be is never going to pass you by. It's set. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So holding on with the fear of it not being that, you're doing yourself and that person a disservice, because you're holding on to something or somebody that may not be that. But the piece in it is at least I gave it to God and put it in God's hands, the divine's hand, whatever you want to call source, God, creator. I put it in their hands and said, whatever is to be will be. Like, I release it. I'm not going to try to hold on or control it. If it be that this is the person for me, beautiful. And if it's not, beautiful still, because the person that's for me, it's going to be right. Like, I don't know if it's like a thing in our human mind that says, if I don't let go of this one thing that I want so badly, that whatever is to come for me, I'm not going to like it. That's some weird, that's not how God works. That's not how anything works. Whenever you let go of something, you are going to replace it with what is for you, and then it's like you feel much more happier. I've heard stories of people saying that they wanted a specific person, and then when the right person, the real person for them came, they understood why, what they understood, their journey, they understood their experiences, and they're happy with their person because they're equally yoked, they're a vibrational match. Sometimes we want things from a place of where we're at within ourselves, whether it's desperation, whether it's trauma bonding, whether it's a place of just not understanding what's really for us, and we're looking at just what's before us and we're taking that on and saying, I'll take this, I'll accept this. Or extending a seasonal relationship and believing it to be something longer than seasonal, or taking on an assignment and then thinking that that assignment is meant to be the end all be all. I'm sure y'all can resonate with this, and I've said this in the past too. Like, men that I was like wanting to be with, like whether it was in high school that I always had a crush on, and I see them years down the line, I'm like, what the hell was you thinking? Or someone that you desperately thought was the shit. And I'm not saying that this is the case all the time, but like a lot of times when I was, in my younger years, like I would only look at things from a superficial level. I didn't know anything about having an intimate, emotionally intimate relationship with someone. I didn't understand what spiritual intimacy meant. So I was only looking at the physical. I was only looking at the fact that, oh, this person is attracted to me, or this person, like, it wasn't even all that deep. You know what I mean? Or because I had an experience and I felt something that I've never felt before, and I was trying to extend that experience that was maybe only meant to just be that for a time. You know what I mean? It doesn't serve you to be upset with yourself. It doesn't serve you to be upset with the person or be upset with God or whatever, or a tarot reader or whatever, because it didn't happen the way that you wanted it to happen. Free those experiences so you can let what is in. And I do believe that you will get the confirmation and the clarity later of why you experience what you experience. Because I've had tarot readers tell me that somebody was my twin flame before. I've had that happen to me. I had 2 of them say that about the same person. This was like years ago, where I had this connection with this guy from France that I was talking to. And I thought that that was my twin flame. And readers were telling me, that's your twin flame, right? But that connection was meant to help me open up and communicate clearly and authentically. And I was supposed to speak life into him. That was it. That was it. It was never meant for us to be together. Can I sit here and get all upset with those women? No, because at the time they were dealing with the same situation too. They were in the twin flame thing. So I'm not upset with them. I don't hate them. I was never even mad at them. Because after a while, I have an understanding of why things happen. So I don't get too caught up on getting upset with people outside of myself. Before I understand why things happen. Like, I can look at a situation and be mad maybe for a time and be like, oh, this was fucked up. Why did this happen to me? But I can at least say that I understand, like, certain things, they have to happen for a reason. Even if I don't understand what the reason is at the time. So, in case in point, why do people go hard for, like, if someone speaks against twin flames, why is it that people get so offensive and get so mad and start attacking people? That's not of God. Where does that come from? Why are you triggered over something such as like a concept? Like, why are you getting triggered off of that? A concept that was birthed maybe like a decade or so ago, if that. I don't know. Why are you so upset over something like that? That's a red flag. Like, people in that, it's like it's a cult or something. I don't know. It's weird. It's like a cult. And I used to be a little bit intimidated to even say that because I didn't want people coming at me. But I don't really give a damn, because in my heart of hearts, I know that stuff is not divine. It's just not. And I hate to hear people saying, oh, you're divine masculine. Oh, yeah, he's doing this. He's with a karmic, and they're doing spell work. And that don't sound like no divine masculine. That sounds like a damn, what people call it, karmic. It sounds like a damn karmic, a.k.a. a counterfeit, whatever. That don't sound divine. Oh, he left me, and he got someone pregnant, and then he came back, and then he left again. Like, that's confusion. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, that's delusion, and I refuse to feed into that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's not, yeah, it's not healthy. It's not. And I'm not saying this to hurt people's feelings. Like, I'm just speaking from a place of passion because I know that it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. It's not healthy. I'll never forget this magazine article. I don't know if it was Vogue or Vanity Fair. It was one of them big magazines, I think. And they did a interview. It was an article based off of an interview with this couple that was getting like paid. Like, they were like a famous twin flame couple that would have seminars or something like that, and they would have people pay all this money to be told who their twin flame was. There was even a point where this one lady got a restraining order put on her by her ex-boyfriend because she kept trying to tell him, yes, you deserve a person that's going to love like you. Yes. Simple. Really, it is that simple. If you got to convince somebody that, oh, you got to be the person for me, and it's this and it's that, that's not your person. It's not. Are you going to have, challenges in your relationship that you guys got to work through, and differences and things like that? Of course. But if it's so hard like that, and it's painful, and it's breaking your heart, that's not God. What don't y'all get? It's not like that. Why? That's what, like what Tori said, that's delusion. Why would God, your source creator, the universe, whatever you put above yourself spiritually or come from, why would you think that they would want you to be in a situation where you're constantly in pain over some man or some woman? Where the whole key to learning self-love, and I know this is they real smooth with it. Some of this twin flame stuff is very smooth, where they say, oh, the pain is to teach you a lesson, the pain is for you to come into love with yourself, to be in harmony and balance. It's easy. That's sugar coated shit. Like, no, the pain is a red flag, sis. The pain is it's not that hard. And sometimes it's not even the people. At some point, we're hurting ourselves. Put it in a perspective like this. Put it in the perspective of, this person is on this pedestal, I'm on this pedestal. And anytime that I want this person to be happy, but it hurts me because they're choosing another woman, or they're choosing to sleep with this man or this woman, and then they're going to come back to me, and then I'm doing this to myself. I'm stomping down on my level, and this person is elevating. That's what low self-esteem is. You keep lowering your self-worth for the exception of somebody else's. Yes. When it comes from source God, it brings clarity, it brings understanding, it brings wisdom, and it brings truth. When it's from the enemy, it's confusion, it's pain, it's trauma, it kills, steals, and destroys. I'll never forget this. One of the ladies that read for me, and she helped me a lot on my journey, but the woman that read for me that was in the twin flame community, someone that was with her, one of her community members, I think it was a Facebook group, this woman killed herself. She committed suicide because of the pain of not being able to be with her so-called twin flame. That's how, and I ain't making this shit up. I put that on everything I love, as God is my witness. A woman committed suicide because she couldn't be with her twin flame. It's not worth it. The enemy preys on when I say the weak, when I say weak, doesn't mean that you're lesser than, but when you're in a weak spot within yourself, when you've lost hope in yourself, when you don't have any faith in yourself, when you don't have any faith in God, and you get to that place of despair, the enemy loves that because that's where they can feed off of that. So all these women and men in this place of desperation and hope deferred and hanging on to the potential of somebody, it's all about being with somebody else. That's all it's about. And love is beautiful when it's ordained, when it's God ordained, it's beautiful because it edifies both parties. It blesses other people. But when it's coming from these lower vibrational places, it's jealousy, it's murder, it's suicide, it's cheating, it's witchcraft. It's all this dark, lower vibrational stuff going on with it. That's not God. I don't care what y'all say. That twin flame is stuff like that. It's not. Masses of people have taken on an essence or an energy of what some woman experienced herself. From what I gathered, it came from a teen book, or it was a title in a book from the 70s or the 80s. I don't know how further it goes beyond that, but that's how far I was able to understand it or find out where it came from a book. But one person's interpretation of an experience or something maybe that came from their imagination, a whole masses of people attached themselves to this concept and experience and hung on to that without any discernment. I was deceived. I was deceived. And God forbid that I let other people into that. And I pray that if so, that those people aren't in it anymore, because that was not my intentions. I was equally as ignorant, probably, to what was really what. Because I was still healing. I was still projecting what I wanted in my heart, what I deserve and what I desire from a mate, into people that were not that. I've had it happen to me. People projecting what they want or what they desire onto me. Healing, at the end of the day, it's healing. That's the key to all of this. And having a relationship with God to know what love is. Because if you don't know what the love of your Creator is for you, you won't really understand what love is on an external level, because God is not going to pair you up with somebody that does not hold the capacity to love you. Same goes with friends. People love us from a level of where they love themselves, but Spirit's not going to put you in the responsibility to be mistreated by someone. Even with our parents, some of our parents don't have the capacity or hold the capacity to love us in the way that we deserve or deserve to be loved as children. Do we hate them? Hate them? No, we shouldn't. But that doesn't mean that we internalize that and take that on and hold that as our value, our worth. And part of that is why we think we deserve what we deserve in our mates, is because of that love from our parents that wasn't really full. It wasn't full enough of what we really needed as children. So we'll go out and externalize that with men and women or friends or a job or something to fill us up. But what's dangerous is that you're putting your worth and value in the hands of somebody else, and you cannot do that. Even with the man or the woman that God has for you. Hey. Yeah. Even the one that God has for you, you can't pedestalize that person. You can love them, you can root for them, they could be your biggest fan, you could be their biggest fan, but you never place your worth and your value in the hands of a man or a woman. Never. Outside of you. Your value and validation comes from God, and God alone, first and foremost. That's it. Excuse me, that's it. That is all. Because you can be married today or tomorrow to the most wonderful man, most wonderful woman on the planet for you, and they could love the shit out of you, and vice versa. But one moment that they tell you, oh, you suck at soccer or you suck at cooking, are you gonna be like, oh shit, oh God, I'm just no. Or if they were to leave and move on, I don't want to say that, but if so, are you gonna lose your value or worth because of that person? No. Your worth is what it is, regardless of your job, how much money you make, how beautiful you are, how handsome you are, married or not married. Your value is not solely reliant upon those things. Those things can always be replaced and removed. They can always be lessened or they can always be edified, but it doesn't make or break who you are. That's not where your worth comes from. So I wasn't expecting to get into all of that, but I say that all just to say your value and your worth is not relying upon a person or a title. Love is beautiful. It is. Love is the most beautiful thing. Marriage and unity and union between two people and more is beautiful. When it's from the divine, when it's in the name of divine, but when it's from a place of brokenness and fear and jealousy and whatever else, no. And it's sad because some of us, that's all we know. And that's why it's so hard to really conceive the fact that we could really be loved unconditionally as ourselves without having to chase another person or have someone treat us badly and say that they love us later. It's not easy to conceive and understand that. And that's where the healing takes place. And I do believe that, yeah, sometimes going, and I'll just, period, going through those experiences help you to discern what love is and what it isn't. It helps you to separate it. When you look back and you get the real thing, oh, believe when you get the real thing, you're going to know the difference. You're going to know the difference. You're going to know. All right, sis, have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll FaceTime you. Be safe. Yeah. You'll know the difference. You'll know when you're being loved. And shout out to the people or the men or the women that know that they're not in the place to love you or that they're not healthy for you, that will remove themselves from a situation. Even if it's temporary or they just know that they're not for you. I respect that more than a person that knows they ain't shit, but they just want to waste your time. Like, that's horrible. So if people leave your life or people reject you, respect that. Respect it because that is your protection. That's your protection. Don't ever hold on to something that's leaving your life. If it's meant to be in your life, it will come back or it will stay in your life. Don't hold on to it. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. I'm not giving in to something that was created only a decade ago. I'm just not. I don't know too many success stories and so-called twin flame unions and all of that. Can there be divine counterparts mixed up in that stuff and then they find their person even though they might have been going through that? I do believe that. But majority of those people in that, they're not healthy in themselves. I'm sorry. You can't be to identify with something like that for too long. You just can't be. And I'm speaking from experience on the end of where I was within myself and the people that I work with and other people that I knew personally that dealt with that type of stuff. Someone close to me was thinking that a person was her person and that person was pretty much a pedophile. And so can people get redemption and heal and repent from, when I say repent, mean walking away completely from things that are toxic and negative and dark and evil? Yeah. But that person is still toxic and evil. So to say that would be God giving her to the devil. And that's not how God works. And now, when she left that person out of her life, when she let that concept go of that was her person, she met her husband. And I had to tell her that was not your person. I didn't even know all this. She didn't tell me this until years later. But at the time that I was helping her with the situation, I was like, that's not your person. Your real person is on their way, so enjoy your singlehood while you can. Within that same year, she met her husband. So I'm not speaking ill will against people and trying to like hurt people's feelings or give them false hope. If you're putting your hope in that type of stuff, then Lord help. Like, goodness, like, no. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Like, no. No, no. How many times are they going to be a chaser? Or how long are you going to be a chaser? How long are they going to be the runner? How long does that work? Like, does that get old or not? But I understand what people are saying. Like, people might identify with that word because of the similarities to a divine connection, so they use it. I'm not discounting that you can have and experience a divine connection with someone, that you can have spiritual experiences with them, that you can telepathically communicate. Because I can telepathically communicate with my friends. Like, I've experienced that real time over the phone, like thinking the same thing, or I've experienced that before. It's real. I believe it. But not under those circumstances that people are, because I've been there so many times. It's deception. That's all I can say. It's deception. But I'm going to get off, y'all. I send you guys all love and peace. I send you guys all love and peace. We've all been there. I'm not perfect. I ain't no guru. I'm only sharing my experiences, and I'm just being as real as what's in me. And everybody's not going to agree with it. And I'm not here to let or make anyone agree with it. It's just, if it be that somebody is meant to hear this, it would be bad on me if I don't say what I'm being guided to say. That's the only reason why I'm saying it, because it could potentially help somebody or wake somebody out of it, out of a delusion. Your person could be like 2 weeks away from you, and you're still stuck on Jason and I don't know who else, Keisha, whoever, right? And that's not your person. It's not your person. Aw, love you too. Yeah, like, your person could be 2 weeks away. I'm just saying, sis. Like, when or bro, whoever's listening, when I told my friend that, I wasn't expecting her to meet her husband within that same year of me giving her that reading. I wasn't expecting. She probably wasn't expecting that either. But she really detached. She said, "I didn't mean to say Jason, Nina. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that." Hey, Benita. But yeah, like, I'm sorry, Nina. But yeah, that person that you're holding on to, they might have a person too, right? And maybe you guys are holding on to each other. That could be the circumstances. I do believe that sometimes you can really love a person genuinely, but it just not be that person. You know what I mean? I've been there before too, where I had to let go of somebody that I genuinely loved, and they genuinely loved me. We thought it was it. Like, we thought it was it in that little 2 months, but it wasn't. So, you know, it takes courage to say, I'm going to let you go because I don't deserve you, or not so much deserve, even though those words were said, like, we're not fit for each other. That's very, very, that's unconditional love right there. And you can have unconditional love with anyone, and it doesn't have to be that only that unconditional love can come from one person. No. Because God is love. God is unconditional love. So it's enough to go around. That doesn't make it exclusive, like, oh, because I love somebody unconditionally, that's my person. No. But you will know when the love between you and that person is sacred, because it is shared between you two and you two alone. You'll know that it's sacred. Okay, I'm loving this blue hat, sis. Okay, Miss Ma'am. We're gonna zoom in on this blue hat. I love that color. Yes, sis. It's getting warmer. I might get into the water later because it was like a big ass forecast, or overcast forecast. Overcast. Yeah. Yeah. The Ramon one. Yeah, it's so beautiful. So I'm gonna get my assets off of here. I appreciate you guys for your time. I know it was a little bit sting of a message. I don't want no smoke. I'm just speaking what I'm guided to speak. And if it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate. But yeah, I don't want no smoke with the Twin Flame Church. Okay, I'm just not. I come from the Church of Love. So I don't know. Might be a little beef on the other side of things. But yeah, much love. Peace.